Hey, you. I just want you to be real with me for 1 second, alright? This is a judgment free zone, alright? I just want to raise an observation. When was the last time you've caught yourself not living in the moment? And by this, I specifically mean that when things are going on around you, you pull out your phone for one reason or another. And I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with you pulling out your phone, because we all have our reasons, right? You either want to post something on your story, or you pull out your phone and pull out your calculator just to make it seem like you're actually talking to somebody when you're not. I do that shit all the time. Or you might even just pull out your phone just to scroll and kill some time. We all have our reasons on what we do, and I think it's easy for us to try to cast judgment upon one another. But I think it's more important for us to start identifying on why we do such a thing, right? Because typically when we're casting judgment upon one another, we're typically doing it from our experience. But I also think it is important for us to recognize why we try to take ourselves out of a situation by bringing out our phone. Typically when I'm on like apps like Instagram, for example, I'm either posting a story like of a drawing or a nice ass sunset, because who doesn't like a nice ass sunset, huh? That, or I'm scrolling my life away, looking at these fucking reels of the most reprehensible shit known to mankind. And by that I mean I get a bunch of old ass motherfuckers, mostly dudes, trying to look very attractive by like sticking out their tongue and doing some crazy shit. I genuinely saw, okay, look, this is gonna be very, very hard to hear, so cover your ears, especially if you're younger. Please, do it now. Literally a week ago, I got an older guy stroking his shit on Instagram. And it's not showing his wee-wee. His wee-wee is crazy. Saying that shit like I'm a motherfucking kindergarten, goddamn. But it wasn't showing anything, but you could kind of see the silhouette because it was so fucking dark. I was livid. I was mad as fuck for the rest of the day. My whole day got ruined, and it was 9 a.m. in the morning. Regardless, right? Now more than ever, it's so fucking easy to take ourselves out of any situation by just pulling our phones out. And that's where I started doing a lot of thinking, especially as of recently, right? Because throughout history, humans have been known to document themselves. There's a lot of shit that we know because of documentation, right? But my question is, where does it get to the point where people start documenting themselves too much? Like, for example, right? People with audiences, it could either be online or from like movies, anything, right? They'll post stuff online that should not be stated out in front of an audience. Oh my god, my dog just took the fattest shit, and then he went into the crib and ripped my infant's arm off. Okay, maybe that last part you should probably disclose, because if somebody sees your child without an arm, the first thing they're gonna do is look at you, motherfucker, alright? But you get what I'm saying, right? That people will just post their personal business online constantly. Shit, someone scored. What the fuck? I'm not watching the World Cup. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm just rooting for Mexico. Viva Mexico way. Anyways, it gets to the point where people start oversharing too much, and it ends up becoming an issue for those people down the line. Like, for example, right? People have the right to feel certain ways about things, especially with things that have pertained to their life within their own personal experiences. And on paper, I think it's completely fine to make that boundary clear to other people that are interacting with you, right? Because some certain lines shouldn't be crossed if you really feel that way about some things. But that's on paper, but unfortunately in reality, people online will use that against you one way or another. 2 days ago, you post your dog died. Then the next day, you get an argument on Twitter. I don't know why you did that, but let's pretend that you did. But some motherfucker that you pissed off is gonna look through your profile, because it happens all the time, is gonna see that Mr. Fluff shit guy. That was the best dog name ever. Goddamn. They're gonna see that, and they got the ultimate weapon up their fucking sleeve. They got the big bomb that they use in Hiroshima. I don't remember the name right. I can't. They got the motherfucking nuke from Black Ops Zombies to fucking bomb your ass. Emotionally, of course. It's fine to vent on how you feel about things, right? But we should all start being very, very weary on what we post and how often we interact with anything online. But I also think it's very important to also notice how we all spend our free time when it starts coming to social media. We all fucking know that these apps are built for our attention, and that's it. That's all they give a fuck about. They're metrics. But the metrics that we should be looking at interpersonally, I don't know why I'm using big ass words, but I am. But we should start noticing how often we pull out our phone and how long we spend on it. Because there's times where people pull out their phones and they don't even recognize they're even doing that. It's just a habit. And from what it feels like, you've only scrolled through a handful of posts, correct? Then you look at the time on your phone and 3 hours have flown by. And I believe that's something that should start being addressed at like a fucking big, massive level, right? Because you and I, we could eventually quit our phones, right? It might take a while. It's going to be an uphill battle for sure, right? But there's going to still be people around us scrolling one reason or another. And from the way it's looking, things are not going to change anytime soon, right? With the rise and push for major tech corporations and AI, the most valuable thing right now is our information. Why would they put a stop to that? Really, there's no reason to. The more money they make, the better. It doesn't matter how many lives are affected by what they've done. As long as their shareholders are happy, then why the fuck does it matter? And those on top, those in power, don't give a shit. Shit, for all we know, most of these motherfuckers are getting funding from these big ass corporations. That's how they get their funds for their elections. So realistically, what options do we really have to start making change in regards to how fixated our lives has become on content online? And I know there's a lot of issues going on right now with wherever we are, you know, every single place has their own issues going on. But I do think that this thing is going to have to be addressed eventually. But the question is it something that we're going to address? Or is it something that we're going to have to push back and leave later generations to figure out themselves? Because not to cast blame on anybody or any specific people, but at the same time, there has been issues pertaining for the longest time that fell on our laps because the previous people just did not want to address. And that's just the way it is. And my question is, are we bound to do the same thing, or are we actually going to start addressing what's going on? And I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer or anything, right? Because I think it's important to have like some sort of like optimism for the future, right? But I feel stupid, especially as of recently, just because I got a new job, correct? And my job pertains to helping people that are in need, kind of like a social worker. And I just didn't know how bad things were, you know. I was just fucking ignorant about it, and it kind of made me realize how ignorant am I really to the world around me. I think it's good to live in some sort of comfort, but you do also have to recognize what the fuck is actually going on out there. But you also have to keep that balance of not driving yourself insane by trying to put so much focus on everything, you know. I do think there's a balance that is needed there, but regardless, there's work that needs to be done, you know. And I'm just bringing this up just because, like, I don't even know what the fuck to do, you know. I just wanted to kind of see how other people feel about this thing, you know. Like, this is something that affects all of us, you know. Everybody's gonna have their differences in opinions on certain topics and stuff, but there are things that affect all of us as a whole, and I think it's important for us to start addressing these things together. But yeah, just thank you for listening to me rambling, you know. I'm hoping to start posting again very often soon. Like I said, with this new job, it's very emotionally taxing. So when I clock out, I I just sit there sometimes, just fucking scrolling my fucking mind away until the next day. Then it's a cycle that I'm trying to break. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys take care. And one more thing, enjoy this beautiful new outro from my friend. I'm gonna post her Instagram in the description. Please send her some love. I would really appreciate it. She does some really good shit. And I know she does commissions, so if you are interested in commissioning, I mean, just feel free to let her know. But yeah, besides that, take care, everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, see ya.